The San Jose Sharks have signed former second-round pick Mattias Hävelid to an ELC. Where does he play next season?
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first or potentially second listen of the day. Proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everyday, all you have to do is just follow wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. And we're going to be doing a little 20-minute episode as the San Jose Sharks have announced the signing of former second-round pick Mattias Hävelid. So we'll kind of get caught up on his season this year as he bounced around between the SHL and the Hockey Allsvenskan League. And more importantly, where does he play next year and why I think he could be a major impact for your San Jose Barracuda next season. So before we get to all that, do want to let you guys know today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So this afternoon, this is two of these now, these Friday signings in the past couple weeks. A couple weeks ago, of course, we had Leo Salin Wallenius, who the Sharks picked in last year's draft. Today, we have Mattias Hävelid, who, again, former second-round pick of the 2022 draft. This was, of course, Mike Greer's very first draft where he got hired 20 minutes before the draft. So it was part of that Doug Wilson, Mike Greer combo draft. If you remember, Sharks actually had the 11th pick in that draft, traded down with the then Arizona Coyotes to 27, and picked up some extra picks along the way, including, and now all these picks under contract. So, of course, Phil Beested was the first round pick. Cam Lund, who's, just finished or played with Northeastern, then signed his ELC to come play with the San Jose Sharks. And now Mattias Hävelid, the defenseman. So let's get kind of caught up on Hävelid and kind of do the whole profile thing. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch Hävelid, or just forget because he's been over in Sweden for the past couple of years. So Mattias Hävelid this season started the year playing with his hometown Linköping, the same team that Phil Beested played for as well in the SHL. He played 19 games, 0 goals, 1 assist, and 14 shots on goal. And it didn't really seem like much of a fit between Linköping and between Mattias Hävelid. Hävelid was not getting a lot of minutes. I think he was right around like the 12-minute mark. I'm pulling it up right now. He was averaging 12:07 a night playing over there. And again, they have a little bit difference where they can have, a 13th forward and 7th defenseman and stuff over in the SHL, but wasn't really kind of earning a lot of ice time. And as the season went on, it felt like his ice time was kind of dwindling. About midway through the season, he was loaned to Djurgarden in the Hockey Allsvenskan. Djurgarden's not as familiar. That's where one William Eklund played, and his brother Victor Eklund played in over there with Djurgarden. And Mattias, really nice second half to the season. So with his time in Djurgarden, he played 18 games, 2 goals, 12 assists, 42 shots on goal, and averaged right around 16 minutes a night. So 16:37 a night playing with Djurgarden in the regular season. Also played in their playoffs as they, of course, eventually advanced to the Hockey Allsvenskan Championship, won that, and will now be in the SHL next season. So, of course, with regulation and all that fun stuff. But I know he missed a little bit of time in the playoffs with an injury, but he was still not as much production-wise, but he was still, in 14 games in the playoffs, he had a goal, 2 assists. So he had 3 points and played about 16 minutes a game. Only played 14 of the potential 16 games, missed some time there with a little bit of injury, but did have 25 shots on goal. So you're still seeing the shot volume and everything over, and there he just wasn't getting as much of the production. So much better season with Djurgarden than with Linköping. So kind of going back to his draft profile and what type of player he is. From Elite Prospects, they had him ranked 26th that year. Remember, he went 45th. They had him as a B grade rated player with a 5.5 skating, 6 for his shooting, 6 for his passing, 6.5 puck handling, 5.5 hockey sense, and a 5 for his physical with shades of Tyson, Barrie, and Torey. Krug. Not the biggest guy, of course, right at 5'10", 100, and I think he's up to 176 pounds. But again, right-handed shot, which Sharks fans constantly crying for. We need more right-handed shots. Here's another right-handed shot who will be potentially, hopefully, in San Jose. Even looking at his profile, kind of what Elite Prospects wrote about him that season, they had a lot of trouble actually with his rankings and where to put him. He was kind of all over the game because of the way he played. So they ended up ranking him 26. Basically what they said is you watch one Hävelid game and you get it. It's the shot, the hands combo that makes him one of the draft's most potential offensive defensemen. If you caught him at the 2022 U18 World Hockey Championship, you saw the Swedish blue liner leverage those tools for 4 goals and only 6 contests en route to the gold medal tournament all-star honors. If it wasn't just for the forced release, though, Hävelid showcased many projectable elements in the way that he can set up each shooting opportunity, whether it's creating shooting lanes with deception and 4-way mobility, or improving the chances on each shot by attacking down into open space. Yes. He's very good, been very, very good with Team Sweden, and especially the production, right? He's a guy who's played for his country several times, including the 2024 World Junior Championships, U18s, like I just mentioned there. During his time, he put up a lot of points and played some big minutes for Team Sweden. I wonder if you just sew the Team Sweden jersey on underneath the Barracuda or Sharks jersey type of performance for him, and you might get Mattias Hävelid playing some of his best hockey at all times. So some of the stuff, of course, he does need to work on. The main concern with Hävelid is the skating stride. You know the old saying, of course, this continues from Elite Prospects. You can be small and you can be a poor skater, but you can't be both and hope to play in the NHL and so on. It's not a weakness of his by any stretch of the imagination, but even our staff has gone back and forth on whether it's an average or above average projection. If you're a team side scout who holds as an average projection, well, it can make all the difference where he lands on the board. There's also the defensive side of the game to consider, and Hävelid's probably about an average player in that regard too. He empties the tank on every shift and isn't afraid to play the body, even against men as an 18-year-old. The reads aren't always there, though. The defensive and skating really concerns are reasons why you won't see Hävelid walk the stage on day 1. Of course, he was a day 2 pick, et cetera, et cetera. For a player who has now played against men for the past couple seasons, right? And, you've seen improvements from the games that I have watched. You have seen improvements from his defense there. But again, I think when given an opportunity, especially what you saw with Djurgarden, you can see some of the offensive strides. And as he continues to be a potentially 2-way type of forward for the San Jose Sharks. So we're going to talk about where he fits in and what his role, where he's playing next year, and what his role might potentially be. So we'll get to all that here in just 1 second. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe, or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, as easily as you stream your favorite shows. It's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. Plus, of course, you can stream with 4K streaming, watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribe services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and more. And the great thing about it is also portability gaming. You just grab your Fire TV stick, grab your Xbox. If you're on the road this summer, visiting grandma's house or in a hotel, you plug it in, you got gaming on the go. Way easier than trying to drag an Xbox with you. So head to Amazon.com/Fire TV locked on to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K, second generation, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, first and second gen, and Fire TV Cube, third generation. And if you need to hire, you need to check out Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other sites. Indeed sponsored jobs put your post at the top of the page and help you reach the right candidates faster. If you've ever been in a spot where you need to hire like yesterday, the pressure's on, and every day without the right person is a setback, that's exactly when Indeed sponsored jobs come in handy. Make sure your post is seen by the right candidates right now. And now you can speed up your hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed is all you need. All right. Of course, want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first or potentially second day news of the listen of the day. We have a coaching staff. Who did the Devils get rid of? Changes their coaching staff. Just some assistant GMs. Anyway, sorry. Thank you guys for hanging out as we continue. Well, of course, we'll have any breaking news like this. I like doing these little kind of 20-minute episodes to kind of dig into a player here and what they're going to potentially bring, and especially for guys like Mattias Hävelid, who is going to most likely be in San Jose next year. And as we continue our kind of off-season blueprint, looking through and what potential options the Sharks could be doing, make sure you'll find along wherever you get podcasts, and of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. So Mattias Hävelid, I believe, will be playing in San Jose next year because here's why. One, his contract in the SHL is over. And there has been, kind of doing my research and stuff, it does sound like Djurgarden is very interested in potentially bringing him, or at least was potentially interested in bringing him back. But if you're the Sharks, why would you send him back? Right. Hävelid, I think he's kind of done everything he can do over there, and it's time to start gearing up here to potentially play in the NHL for the San Jose Sharks. So I fully expect Hävelid to be in San Jose playing on the Barracuda next season. I know Leo Salin-Wallenius, there's a little bit he still had a year left on his contract. It does sound like he might go back. But for Mattias Hävelid, I think he's going to be in San Jose. I would be surprised if he's not in San Jose next season. So where does he kind of fit in, right? And you look at this Barracuda defense, which is going to have some changes next season. Jimmy Schultz is a free agent. He has, said he would be interested in coming back and likes kind of what is going on with the group, right? Shakir Mukhamadullin is going to be graduating to an NHL player next season, right? I don't think Mukhamadullin is going to be should be playing in the AHL. Jimmy Schultz, Lucas Carlson still signed for another season. You have Jake Furlong, you have Luca Cagnoni, and you kind of have Noah Beck as well, but all in the mix here for NHL games, for the Barracuda, as well as Jack Thompson. Of all those players, Jack Thompson is the only right-handed defenseman. And even Thompson could be one of those float, just kind of like what we saw this year, where half a season in the NHL, half a season in the AHL. That could also be a potential outcome for him. Yes, they do have some AHL contracts, like Ethan Frisch and such, who are going to be, on the team as well. But I do believe Hävelid is going to be kind of expected to be a big piece, especially as a little bit of an older player compared to some of these other guys, right? So Hävelid's 21, he'll turn 22 beginning of the new year, or on New Year's Day, to be honest. And you have, Furlong, who's completed his first season, right? And then Luca Cagnoni's also completed his first season. There's going to be opportunities, I believe, for Hävelid to play a two-way game for the Barracuda this upcoming season. And especially if you're in the belief that Luca Cagnoni is on his way to maybe kind of start the season with the Barracuda and then potentially earn a opportunity in the NHL. And if he kind of does the Jack Thompson thing of spending his half a season in the AHL and then gets promoted halfway through and we kind of never see him again on the Barracuda, that's a very realistic option for Luca Cagnoni. And I think Mattias Hävelid can kind of slide into the Luca Cagnoni role, right? Of running the power play, and playing solid defense. And I think the nice thing is having a guy like Luca Cagnoni where, the Barracuda can literally just go watch Luca Cagnoni, see what we did with him. You're, a little bit bigger than Cagnoni, but I think Cagnoni is a little bit better skater. But can you try to replicate some of this where you try hard in the defensive zone? We'll try to make sure we have a good partner for you. But then you're going to have to be a big offensive driver for us. And I think for Hävelid, this is going to be a really good opportunity to potentially be a big offensive driver. And it'll probably be Lucas Carlson at first as kind of the main guy on the blue line to drive, or Luca Cagnoni, of course, but then Lucas Carlson. But I think there's plenty of opportunities for Hävelid to be able to drive some offense and then play well in the defensive zone as he gets used to playing games in North America where the speed of the game's a little bit different, right? With the smaller rink, the angles are a little bit different, et cetera, et cetera. It's not like he's never played on North American ice before, but it is just a little bit different for defensemen and how you have to defend and where you have to defend. And the physicality of the game is, I think it ramps up in the AHL compared to European hockey. I'm not trying to generalize, but that is just watching both of them. The AHL is a little bit more rough and tumble than the Hockey Allsvenskan or the SHL. So I do believe, though, this is going to be a really great opportunity for Hävelid for a guy who's his development's been a little wonky here with, where it doesn't feel like he either got the most or opportunities or made the most opportunities for over in the SHL. Clearly played very well on a very good Djurgarden's team in the Hockey Allsvenskan League. And I think he's going to have every opportunity here to kind of prove himself and start working his way to being a solid two-way defenseman for the San Jose Sharks in the future. So I'm excited. It's a guy I know a lot of fans have been. It feels like we've been waiting for a long time, which we have. Is he got drafted in 2022 and we're not going to see him in San Jose till 2023, but I think he's going to have all the opportunity in the world to make a big impact on this Barracuda team next season. So, congrats to Mattias Hävelid finally getting over here. It's been a long time. We've been waiting for it. So, but that's going to be it for me right now. We'll be back on Sunday Night Mondays. We continue our kind of off-season blueprint. So plenty of great stuff coming next week. So make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts. Of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Until Sunday Night Monday. Bye, friends.